everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are checking out the RUKO U11 Pro. It is a foldable 5G Wi-Fi FPV, brushless motor, 90-degree remote tilt adjustable, 4K camera, GPS RC Quadcopter ready to fly. So taking a closer look, it is a fairly light quadcopter weighing in at 190 grams without the battery and 281 grams with the battery. So this quadcopter will need to be registered. It's got the staggered foldable arms with the landing legs on the front arms. We have 2 rubber pads on the body and 1 rubber pad on the battery to stick that landing. It's got brushless motors with the individual leaflet style props, and in the front is the 4K 5G Wi-Fi FPV camera, and it is on an anti-vibration mount, and it is remote tilt adjustable from 0 to 90 degrees. It will take 2048 by 1152 pixel photos and 2048 by 1152 pixel videos at 25 frames per second and save them to the micro SD card if a micro SD card is available. And it will take 4096 by 2304 pixel photos and 1280 by 720 pixel videos at 20 frames per second and save them to the app and thus to your camera roll if a micro SD card is not available. The app is called the RUKO GPS app, a free downloadable app in the App Store, so go ahead and check it out. Also on the bottom is the optical flow sensor camera to help with horizontal stability of the drone when it is in the non-GPS mode. The battery bay is on the bottom rear, and by squeezing the locking tabs, one on each side, it can be removed. It is a 7.6 volt, 1900 milliamp LiPo battery, and it is said to be good for about 25 minutes of flight time. Charge it up using the charge cable that is provided via the USB-C port. Use a charger that provides 5 volt at 3 amps or lower. Now, long press the power button to power on and check the remaining charge left in the battery. Long press again to power off. And that is how the quadcopter will power on and power off as well. So slide it back in and push it in and it will lock into place. The remote controller feels good in the hands, even though it does not have flip out hand grips, but it does have a built-in rechargeable 1200 milliamp 3.7 volt lithium ion 18650 battery. Now the antennas are non-functional antennas, and the real antenna is inside the remote controller. It comes with a clip-on spring-loaded phone clip that will hold a 5.5-inch phone with a case comfortably. On the left shoulder is the dial to remotely tilt adjust the camera. On the right are the dedicated photo and the video buttons. In the front is the power sliding on and off switch, some LED light indicators, and the smart return to home button. Press it and the quadcopter will come back and land where it took off from autonomously. We have the GPS on and off button, we have the follow me button, the circle me button, and the speed changing button. Speeds 1, 2, and 3 can be had. Place the throttle stick to the 6 o'clock position to complete the binding process once the quadcopter is turned on. Both sticks to the bottom and in will arm and disarm the motors, and holding the right stick to the 5 o'clock position calibrates the gyros of the quadcopter. Down press and hold the throttle stick and use the right stick to adjust the trim when the quadcopter is in the non-GPS mode. Alright guys, so here we go with the flight test of the RUKO U11 Pro. I have a 32 gigabyte micro SD card formatted and inserted, and here is the battery fully charged. Alright, powered on, and the ESCs have also sung their song. Power up the remote, 6 o'clock position on the throttle, completes the binding process. There's a red LED indicating power and a blinking blue LED indicating GPS. While it's blinking, all of the necessary GPS has not been acquired. When it goes solid, it is ready to go. So in the meantime, I want to go ahead and start up my phone app, and I'm going to be using my iPad, and it is connecting and connected to the RUKO U11 PRO Wi-Fi network. And here is the app. It's called the RUKO GPS app. Free downloadable app in the App Store, and that is the initial page, and I'm gonna hit go flying, and it says compass calibrate. Let me screen record. 3, 2, 1, boom. Screen is recording. So there you go. It says to rotate it horizontally, and I will do so. There you go. There's a beep heard, and now I'll do the vertical. Another beep is heard, and we are done. So we are good to go. Let's see. Tilt the camera all the way up. There you go. Let's check it out here. Tilting the camera all the way down. Oh, and there's a beep, and the blue LED went solid. So we got all of the necessary GPS acquired, and here we go all the way up. So 0 to 90 degrees, and FPV looking pretty good. Let's check it out here. Oh, there's a little stutter. Yeah, looking pretty decent. It will start to get warmer, and hopefully it gets better. Alright, so next thing you want to do is calibrate the gyro. So pitch and roll stick to the 5 o'clock position will calibrate the gyros. And there you go. Blinking has stopped. So we are good to go. We got GPS as well. But what I want to do is I want to turn GPS off, and then I'll show you guys the non-GPS mode using just the optical flow sensor. So let's go ahead and check that out. I'm just going to leave this here, and it is screen recording. So let's go ahead and take off in the non-GPS mode. So long pressing the GPS button.
Attitude mode.
Okay, it says attitude mode. That's what it just spoke out, and I got the volume all the way. All right, so here we go. Attitude mode. Arming the motors, and let's see if we can take off by 1 key to take off. There you go. So this will be the non-GPS mode, and look at that. It is hovering and holding its position with the optical flow sensor. Not bad. All right. Okay, speed number 1. So full throttle, or full pitch rather, and that will be the maximum speed in speed number 1 in the non-GPS mode, or it is saying it is the attitude mode, but it is very docile and very slow. Check that out. So this quadcopter is made to fly indoors in the non-GPS mode, and this will be perfect for a beginner to be flying and learning how to fly, because look at that. You could make mistakes and still recover, because your reaction could be faster than the quadcopter's actions if you make a mistake here. So check it out. Full yaw. Or if you want to take nice smooth videos for that matter. Hey, the sun came out. There's some birds flying around. Heading out somewhere. So speed number 2. There you go. Not much faster. and the red lights on the bottom are blinking. So let's see. Oh yeah, nice and smooth. But this quadcopter, guys, does not have any stabilization like a gimbal or electronic. So you're gonna see a lot of bumps and shakiness. Let me tilt the camera down. There, I'm looking at the device and I'm flying using Wi-Fi FPV video. There you go. Sun is coming up and it is still right here, so you got tons of time. It didn't go very much. So there you go, speed number 3. And speed number 3 is still very slow. Look at that. So even in speed number 3 is good for beginners. Look. Wow. Alright. So I wanted to show you guys that. So if you want to fly indoors, long press the GPS button if it already acquired GPS and you are in GPS mode, and if not, still long press it and get out and go into the non-GPS mode and fly indoors. And there you go, landed on the landing pad, and I'm gonna long press the GPS button. Okay,
GPS mode.
We are in GPS mode, and the app also said GPS mode, and it says ready to fly on here. So let's go ahead and check it out. I'm in the motors. This time I'm gonna just manually take off. There you go. So now we have GPS position hold as well as the optical flow sensor position hold. All right, so let's yaw in place and see if it has a drift. No, it's really nice. There you go. 2 times and it drifted just barely a little further away from the landing pad where it took off from. So let's get it angry. And check it out. Went right back to where it was holding position. Nice. Okay, speed number 1. Now we got some speed in GPS mode. Usually attitude mode or the non-GPS mode, you can fly it a little bit faster and more sportier, but this quadcopter is intended to fly indoors in the non-GPS mode. Okay, so let's bring it in closer so it doesn't look so far away on the camera view here. Okay, so let's do a full pitch and full yaw on speed number 1. There you go. Alright, speed number 2. It's got a lot faster. There's a little plateau. Digs in on the turn, and when you let go, it plateaus off. Okay, let's bring it in a little closer and do the full pitch and full yaw. I have to throttle up a little bit because it's starting to dig in. Alright, so that is the full pitch and full yaw in speed number 2. Oh, and it has some kind of beeping warning. I might be in the beginner mode maybe. Speed number 3. So it has like a geofencing in the beginner mode, so we're gonna have to turn that off or reset the parameters. Okay, so here's speed number 3, a lot faster. And that will be the full pitch, full yaw. Alright, so let's go ahead and bring it in, or just let it hover right there. Now let's go into the settings, the 3 little dots on the right top corner, and looks like I'm not in beginner mode, but maximum distance is not set. I'm gonna fully extend it to 500 meters, and the maximum altitude on this quadcopter is 120 meters, and the return altitude is set to 20 meters. I'll leave that. And here's some flight logs and calibrate compass and the gyro, and you can change the units. So let's go back, and there we go. All right, so while we are up in the air, let's take some photos with the hard remote. Okay, looks like we did take a photo. Give it a little yaw. Oh, there's a bird flying right next to it. Okay, one more photo. Okay. Okay, I can hear the shutter on the phone app, but no shutter graphics. Alright, so taking some photos there. Let's see. I'm going to take a photo of myself. I'm going to tilt the camera down. There you go. And tilt the camera back up. It has a 1-speed servo. So that's all the way down. And this is all the way up. And I'm going to keep it all the way up for the test. And it seems to be doing just awesome. Alright. I'm going to go to speed number 1. And let's see here. I'm going to tilt it down a little bit. And see if I can do some FPV. Going away. On that little path. Turning around. Hey, that's not bad. Stutters a little bit, but it seems to be doing pretty good. There you go, coming towards myself. Not bad. Oh, there's a little stutter. And flying over me. And I'm going to turn around. Go away on the opposite side. To my right, I see it going. And then I'll turn around. Ooh, lots of stutter there. Frame drops, what have you not. There you go. And it is coming back this way. Alright. And letting go of the sticks. Comes to a hover. Very nice. Very nice. Now this quadcopter does have follow me and circle me, but my iPad does not have GPS, so I'm gonna have to switch over to my phone, which has GPS. But my phone was not reliable for the on-screen recording, so I'm using my iPad for this test. But right now what we can do is we can check out the fail-safe return to home and the smart return to home and stuff like that. So let's go and check it out. I'm going to hit the smart return to home button and see what happens.
Return home.
Oh, and it says return home on the phone app, and it's rising up in altitude. Nice. Oh, 20 meters, huh? That seems a little high for 20 meters, but that's what it is. And it heads back. It turned around and it heads back. And it turns around again. And it looks like it's coming down. Alright, so pretty fast response on the smart return to home. Button press. Red lights flashing. Double flashes. And it's nice and smooth coming down. And let's see where it hits. Oh, and it stops. And it stays there for a while. And it comes down. Alright, and I heard something coming off on the app as well. Alright, and it kind of landed halfway in the landing pad. Alright, nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and start the video. There you go, started the video. And manually take off once again. And this time around I'm going to see if I can retake control while it's flying back from the smart return home button press. Home. Okay, it says return home. And it is beeping away. rising up to that 20 meters, turning around, and flying back. I'm gonna hit the
stop, return home.
Okay, and the app also said don't return home. All right. So we have exited the smart return to home and retaking control of it while it is flying back. Now remember, this quadcopter does not have any type of sensors, obstacle avoidance. So if you're going to hit that smart return to home button to make it come back, make sure there's nothing in its path. Alright, so let's go and check out the fail-safe return to home. Right about there, letting go of the sticks, comes to a hover. And to do that, I'm going to turn off the remote control. So let's see. Turned it off.
Return home.
Hey, right away, return home it says. And it is rising up in the designated height, which is 20 meters. Turns around again. And heads back. Just like before. Some cloud cover today. Turns around. Easy to see the quadcopter actually. And it is heading its way down. Let's see where it lands this time. Yeah, looks like it's going to land on the landing pad this time. Let's see. Is it going to stop? There you go, it stopped. Yeah, it looks like it's going to possibly land outside of the landing pad. So we'll see. There you go. And just right outside the landing pad. Still very good. Okay, so I'm going to turn the remote control back on. 6 o'clock position. Now I'm reconnected. There we go.
Fly.
Manually taking off once again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push it back out. And this time I'm going to try and retake control while it's coming back from a fail-safe return to home. So turned off the remote.
Return home.
See, it says return home. It's rising up in altitude. And it's going to turn around. Turns around. I'm going to turn my remote control back on. 6 o'clock position. Oh, but it does not stop. So let me hit the smart return to home button.
Stop, return home.
Oh, and it says don't return home. So even with the fail-safe return to home, you need to hit that smart return to home button to exit the return to home process. And you can retake control of it. Not bad. Yeah, very nice. So far, so good. Okay, let me go to speed number 1. Oops. There you go. Speed number 1. And do a little bit of flying here. There we go. And take some videos. There's no breeze at the moment, so it should be flying really nice. It should be recording pretty smooth videos. Yep, very nice. And there we go. Decent quadcopter. And very good for beginners because you can go into that non-GPS mode, but you cannot do it while the quadcopter is in the air. You have to land it to change to the non-GPS mode, and vice versa to the GPS mode. Alright, so I'm gonna let it hover over there for a little bit, and let's see if I can turn my phone on and connect to it as well. Alright guys, so here we go with the follow me feature. I have my phone attached, so I have GPS position. So let's hit that follow me button on the remote, and there you go, it is pointing towards me. So let's go for a little walk. Yeah, it looks like it's continuing to dial in on my phone. Let me close in on the radius here. Oh, once you move the joystick, you get out of the follow me feature. Oh, so you have to maintain the distance and then hit it and leave it alone. Let me do it again. See, there you go. It has locked my position and the light is on, that third LED light, that white light. So once you pitch, you are out. Wow. Okay, so be careful with that. Let me hit it again. All right, so it's got me locked in, but can I go up and down with the throttle? Yes, I can. And I am pretty much in the middle of the screen, so let's take a walk. Yeah, so be careful. Don't hit that right stick or you are out of the follow me. And you think you are in, but it is not. Okay, yep. Let me walk around to the other side. Yeah, it is maintaining its distance and it has me locked in. Pretty nice. Let me walk towards it and see if it goes backwards. Yes, it is going backwards and it is doing a pretty good job at it too. Nice. All right, so that is follow me. Let me see if I can run. Yeah, it kind of works when you're running. So you don't want to be riding a bicycle or anything like that, going too fast. It is very jerky while it's following you. So just a mild walk. And there you go. Alright guys, so here we go with the circle me function. Okay, let's bring the quadcopter right above myself here and hit the circle me feature. Alright, so it turns around. Oh, went down in altitude a little bit. And it went away from myself a little bit. And it is starting to do the circle me. Not very far, however. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the pitch and roll stick backwards to give it more radius. And there you go. Right about there should be fine. And there you go, circle me function. Very nice. So you can push it in and make the radius smaller, and you can pull it to make the radius bigger. Okay? Alright, so here I am. Let me lower down the camera angle just a little bit. There you go. Alright. So can I make it go faster? Oh yeah. Just a little bit. And let me go up in altitude a little bit. And pull the stick backwards, go away from myself, go up in altitude. There you go, right around there. That's a good radius right there. Alright, so you can lower down the altitude with the throttle, and you can increase the altitude with the throttle, and you can make it go faster, and that's the fastest. So let's see if I can slow it down a little bit. Go the opposite way and it slows down. Oh, nice. Nice and slow. Let's see if it goes the opposite direction. Yes, it goes the opposite direction as well. And the sun is starting to peek out a little bit. There you go. And I guess that's the fastest it will rotate. So pretty nice. Nice and smooth. Unfortunately, like I said before, no electronic image stabilization and no gimbal. So the quadcopter is tilted slightly, and you will see that on the video. Alright, continuing, it's Circle Me feature. Camera tilt. Nice. Alright, so let's see how long I can take it out there before the video freezes. Okay, camera tilt up, and there you go. And let's push it out. Grab a little bit of more altitude, and let's head on out that way and see how far it goes. Still got video, and it is reading almost 100 meters, and the video is frozen in time. Oh, I got it back. 100 meters. Okay, pushing it out still, and video freezes and comes back kind of sketchy. And if I let go of the sticks, will I get it back? Yes, I got the video back. Pushing it out 150 meters. Yeah, video has frozen again. 170 meters, and I don't have any video. Alright, so I can see it. It's a little dot. It seems like it's more than 170 meters in reality here. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull it back. I have no video. And it is heading its way back. Heard a couple of beeps. Okay, I got video back, and it's heading back this way. Yeah, in and out. So not very good distance on this quadcopter. Yeah, now with the likes of the RUKO F11 GIM2 with a 3-kilometer range, this is basically your beginner quadcopter, so you can get used to flying, and just in case you come into trouble, you got GPS return home. So let's just fly around and waste out the battery until the low voltage kicks in.
Return low voltage.
Okay, drone low voltage. And beeps are heard. And it's rising up in altitude.
Drone low voltage.
Drone low voltage. Okay, so heading its way back, turning around, and coming down. So this will be the first phase of low voltage, and it will come down and land where it took off. Will it stop? Yes, it will stop again.
Stop return.
And finally come down. Hey, look at that. This time it landed pretty much in the middle of the landing pad all by itself. Alright, very nice. So what I'm going to do now is
Fly.
take off again and wait until the battery completely depletes itself so we can hit the critical low voltage phase. So let's check out and see if there's a geofencing.
Return
There you
home.
go. And once it hits the geofencing, it will do the return to home again. And you are not able to get out of it. So let's see. After it turns around and starts to head back, let me hit that return to home button.
Stop return home.
Okay, it says don't return home. I thought it says stop return home, but I guess it's not. So you are stuck in this radius from the initial phase of low voltage. So my recommendation is to go ahead and bring it in and land it, so you're not depleting the battery all the way. And it is not healthy for the battery to get depleted all the way, but this is a test, so we'll see what happens once it does deplete its battery all the way and go into the critical low voltage phase. Does it come back and land on the landing pad where it took off, or does it just go ahead and land itself once the battery gets completely depleted? So let's go ahead and wait for that. Just make our little
Return home.
figure 8. Oh, return home once again. Is this the critical phase? It is spinning around by itself. Because I was in a turn. Okay, it's coming back.
Stop return home.
Okay, we're still in the first phase. I must have hit the geofence.
Stop return home.
Okay, it is coming down by itself. And I believe it's going to go ahead and land. And there you go, it landed, and I did not have any control while it was coming down. Alright, there it is. Alright guys, so there you have it, the flight test of the RUKO U11 Pro. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you again next time.